Hello, my name is Patrick Boudinot, and I'm a senior mechanical engineering student here at UD. I'm coming to you on this Friday, April the 8th, from Wild Birds Unlimited. As you can see, I'm surrounded by birdseed. This is where I work, and fun fact, we do not actually sell birds. Something that's been on my heart is, and that I'm going to talk to you today about, is tying ourselves to Christ's passion and suffering and really making Christ the center of our Lent, but also the center of our lives. I was so blessed this past weekend to go to a men's conference where I got to hear Jim Caviezel speak. Jim is the man that played Jesus in The Passion of Christ. Some fun facts: he was 33 years old when he took the part, and his initials are JC. But beyond that, Jim reflected on how he really didn't understand and wasn't able to enter into the love of Christ, his passion, and the sacrament until he experienced it in the fullness of acting out Jesus for the passion. During this experience, Jim was told that he could be rejected from then on by Hollywood for taking on such a role, which is just such a true testament to the character that Jim Caviezel is and how good of a man he is. During the recording, while he was up on the cross, Jim was actually struck by lightning, and in the scene of the scourging at the pillar, the whip actually missed the pad on his back and tore into his back and ripped flesh and blood. Jim so fully entered into Christ in a very literal way as he reenacted the Passion. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend it. I will warn you, it's very graphic and difficult to watch, but what a beautiful way to begin to try and comprehend just a little bit of what Christ went through, from the garden to his judging to the moments where he carries his cross, and then when the nails are being driven into his hands and feet. It's just a very powerful, awesome experience. And so you might be wondering, how does this relate to us? It's really important to tie ourselves to Christ's passion when we fast, when we give, and when we love during this time of Lent and for the rest of our lives. It's really easy it might not be easy, actually, to give up chocolate or to give up soda or to give up some small thing. That might be really difficult. And so Christ meets us where we are at, truly. But what I love is that we're being called to something much greater, much deeper. And unless we're willing in faith to take that leap, to take that step forward, to really reach out and say, God, here I am. I'm going to give you everything that I have. I trust that you'll help me out where I'm limited. Unless we're able to do that, we're never truly going to be able to enter into the fullness of the mystery that God is. And so while we're above ground, we have a massive duty to continue to love and strive for more. In my own life, I have begun practicing more traditional fasting that the church did through the years, where you eat 2 small meals, no greater than the big meal, and then you eat 1 normal or larger sized meal. And I don't eat between meals. And this is really difficult. In the past, I've kind of cheated the system, and I'm very grateful this year to really be doing that more fully, to be sticking to this fast, as I found that, I'm hungry most of the time, but I'm more able to appreciate the meals that I have and to appreciate all the blessings that God's put into my life. And to think that my suffering is just one tiny piece of what Christ went through almost makes me hungry for more. I want to be more like Christ. And so to take on these hardships is a beautiful and good thing. And so I want to challenge you to reach beyond what you're normally doing right now and then beyond this Lent. Push yourself a little bit further because you are capable of so much. My girlfriend, who I met through Catholic Life, her name's Izzy, she runs triathlons. And when I went to watch her do her first triathlon, I picked her up and drove her to the race, and she was sick. She had the worst stomach bug. And yet, she didn't even know if she was going to be able to complete the race. But she decided to do it. She stuck with it that morning, and she swam, I think it was 800 meters. She biked, I think, 12.1 miles, and then she ran a 5K, which was 3.1 miles. And after that race, I remember she was just exhausted the whole rest of the day. She had given absolutely everything in that moment, but she pushed herself in a way that she didn't know was possible and that I didn't know she could do it. And really, that's what I hope you and I and the rest of this campus can strive for, to push ourselves a little bit further than we did yesterday and to really seek out God's love. And in pushing ourselves, trusting that His grace will meet us at our limitations and propel us forward. And so, just to conclude, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I hope that something I said holds some sort of meaning for you. And just I pray that today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day, you may challenge yourself a little bit more in pushing forward. Tie yourself to the cross. Be present with the Lord in your suffering and in all your efforts. And by pushing yourself, I pray that we may set this campus on fire just a little bit more day by day. Thank you.